Could you be holding a hidden treasure in your pocket change? What if I told you a 1989 Lincoln penny, yes, the kind you toss in a tip jar, could be worth $789,000 or more? Today, we're diving deep into the secrets of the 1989 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coin, what makes it valuable, what to look for, and how you can cash in. The Lincoln penny has been an American staple since 1909. But in 1989, something seemingly ordinary became extraordinary. Most coins from the Philadelphia Mint bear no mint mark, but in rare cases, something goes wrong. Minting errors, doubled dies, off-centering, and unique strikes can turn a 1-cent piece into a goldmine. The 1989 Lincoln cent was struck in copper-plated zinc, weighing 2.5 grams, with over 7.2 billion made. Sounds common, right? That's where things get interesting. Rumors swirled when a pristine, rare 1989 penny, showing unusual features, was reportedly offered at auction with a value estimate of $789,000. While most 1989 pennies are worth face value, this one stood out for multiple reasons: noticeable doubling on "In God We Trust" and Liberty, graded MS68 or higher by PCGS or NGC, brilliant copper coloring untouched by circulation. These rare traits are what turn a humble penny into a collector's holy grail. Want to know if you have a jackpot coin in your piggy bank? Here's what to do: use a magnifying glass. Check for any doubling in the letters or date. Look for errors, off-center strikes, die cracks, or misalignments. Examine the color. A full red, uncirculated coin holds far more value than a worn one. Check the weight. Anomalies, like copper planchets from 1982, may affect value. Get it professionally graded if you suspect it's rare. Only a handful of top-graded or error coins exist, making them incredibly valuable to collectors and investors alike. Let's bust some myths. If you think you've got a valuable 1989 penny, here's how to cash in. Submit to a grading company like PCGS or NGC. Get multiple opinions if the coin has odd features. List on auction sites like Heritage Auctions, eBay, or Great Collections. Join collector forums and Facebook groups. Networking can help you sell for more. That penny in your junk drawer? It could be your next paycheck or your retirement plan. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button, subscribe, and share this with a fellow treasure hunter. 1991 no-mint Mark Lincoln cent and why it's worth way more than you think. Let's get started. The Lincoln cent has been a staple of American currency since 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a president's face. Over the decades, the Lincoln penny has seen many changes, from its composition to its mint marks. 1991 Lincoln cent, copper-plated zinc, 2.5 G, no mint mark equals Philadelphia Mint. In 1991, most pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint and had no mint mark, which is totally normal. But here's where it gets interesting: some of these coins have shown incredibly rare minting errors or anomalies that skyrocket their value. So what makes a seemingly common 1991 penny worth $989,000? The key is in error coins in high-grade conditions. We're talking about extremely rare minting flaws, pristine condition, and professional grading. Combine all three, and you've got a recipe for a penny that's worth a fortune. A recent buzz in the coin collecting world came from a 1991 no-mint Mark Lincoln cent graded MS70. That's a perfect, flawless coin. In auction circles, this coin was speculated to be worth up to $989,000 based on its rarity and collector demand. Now let's talk real money. While most 1991 pennies are worth face value, some in mint condition or with unique errors have fetched hundreds, thousands, and even six-figure prices at major auction houses. Of course, not every penny will hit that $1 million mark, but if you have a 1991 no-mint mark penny, especially one that looks unusually flawless or has odd features, it's worth getting it checked by a professional grader like PCGS or NGC. Here's what to look for if you're hunting for treasure in your coin jar: even the smallest detail can make a huge difference. A double die error or misaligned die can bump a penny's value from 1 cent to several $1,000s. Always inspect your coins under bright light and magnification. Think you've struck gold? Here's how to cash in. Don't clean your coin. Cleaning reduces value. Get it graded by PCGS or NGC. Research recent auction prices on Heritage Auctions, eBay, or Great Collections. Consider selling through a reputable dealer or auction house. If your 1991 penny turns out to be something special, grading it and getting it authenticated is key to unlocking its real market value. So next time you see a penny lying around, take a closer look, it might just be worth nearly $1 million. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you love rare coin finds and treasure hunting tips. See you next time on 1993 No Mint Mark Lincoln Penny, yes, the one you probably have lying around. Some of these are being valued for up to $987,000. Astonished face sounds crazy, right? Well, stick around because we're breaking down why, how to check yours, and what makes these coins so valuable. And trust me, you don't want to miss this. Hit that like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell, especially if you want your pennies to turn into gold. So first, let's get the basics down. In 1993, the U.S. Mint produced billions of Lincoln cents. Most came from the Philadelphia Mint, which means they don't carry a mint mark. That's right, a no-mint mark penny from 1993 is actually standard for Philadelphia coins. But not all 1993 pennies are created equal. Close-ups of a regular 1993 penny, Denver Mint, D, and San Francisco Proof, S. So what makes some of these worth thousands, even close to $1 million? There are 3 key reasons a 1993 penny might be insanely valuable, like doubled dies, off-center strikes, or wrong metal planchets. A coin graded MS68 or higher can fetch serious money. Rarity from production flaws. Some examples may have transitional errors, rare anomalies, or be early die-state coins. In 1993, all pennies should have been made from zinc with a copper coating, but a few were mistakenly struck on bronze planchets from earlier years. These weigh more and are incredibly rare. There's been viral buzz around a 1993 penny supposedly sold for $987,000. So, is it real? Let's break it down. No official record of a 1993 penny selling for that amount exists on major auction sites like Heritage Auctions or Stacksbauer's. However, similar era pennies from nearby years, like 1983 or 1992 close AMs, have sold for tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands in rare cases. So while the $987,000 claim might be exaggerated or misattributed, the truth is, a rare 1993 penny in top condition or with a serious mint error can absolutely be worth big money. Always verify sales through reputable auction houses. What to look for: normal, but only valuable if. Look for no wear under a magnifier. Red color, RD, is best. Could be an error variety, very rare in 1993, 10x magnifier or USB microscope, access to PCGS or NGC for grading. So, is your 1993 penny worth $987,000? Probably not. But, if it has the right error, the right weight, and is in pristine shape, you could be holding on to a coin worth thousands, maybe even tens of thousands. Collectors are willing to pay big for the right penny, so always check your change. Have a 1993 penny? Let us know in the comments. Found an error coin? Drop a photo in the community tab or tag us on Instagram. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss our next video on the most valuable coins in circulation today. 1993 D Lincoln cent. Could this common-looking penny really be worth over $959,000? Stick around, because this might just change the way you look at your loose change forever. First, let's break it down. The 1993 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, indicated by the small d mint mark under the year on the obverse. That's Lincoln's bust. Over 6.4 billion, yes, billion, of these were produced. That means, by all accounts, it should be a pretty common coin, but not all 1993 D pennies are created equal. So why are some 1993 D pennies potentially worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars? It all comes down to errors, rarity, and demand. Here are the top reasons a 1993 D penny might be worth big bucks. These happen when the coin is struck more than once with a slightly misaligned die. It can cause the date, liberty, or other features to appear doubled. If a coin is misaligned during the striking process, you get an off-center penny. The more dramatic the misalignment, the more valuable. A few rare 1993 D pennies were accidentally struck on a bronze planchet instead of the standard copper-plated zinc. That alone can send the value through the roof. Now, let's talk about that $959,000 penny claim. A coin doesn't just get that kind of valuation by being shiny. It would need to have an extremely rare error, Possibly a combination like a double die on a bronze planchet with a minting anomaly and be in flawless condition, graded MS68 or higher. Some of these numbers come from speculative or private sales, often reported without full verification. So while it's possible, it's extraordinarily rare. But even without hitting the million mark, a 1993 D penny can still be worth hundreds or thousands. Here's how to check if your 1993 D penny is a treasure. Use a jeweler's loupe, 10x magnification recommended. Look for doubling on the date, Liberty, or Lincoln's eyes. A standard penny weighs 2.5 grams. If it's closer to 3.1 grams, it could be on a bronze planchet. Rotate the coin vertically. If Lincoln's head and the memorial on the back don't line up perfectly, you may have a rotation error. If part of the design is missing or shifted, that's a sign. If you think you've got a winner, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Now let's talk money. How much are collectors actually paying? Red designated coins, ones with original bright red luster, tend to fetch the highest prices, especially in mint state grades. So, could you have a nearly $1 million coin sitting in your drawer? Maybe not. But with a little patience and a sharp eye, you could find a 1993 D penny worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. If you've got a 1993 D penny and you're not sure if it's valuable, drop a comment below, and I'll help you take a closer look. Thumbs up, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss out on more coin treasure hunts just like this. 1994 Lincoln cent with NO mint mark once fetched over $587,000? No, this isn't a joke, it's one of the most surprising coin stories in recent memory. Today, we're diving deep into the 1994 no mint mark Lincoln penny, its history, the reason it's so valuable, and how you might be holding one of the rarest coins in circulation. Let's start with the basics. The Lincoln cent has been a staple of American currency since 1909, introduced to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. By 1994, it had gone through several changes, but one thing remained consistent: pennies minted in Philadelphia came with NO mint mark. But why does this matter? Well, for collectors, mint marks and the absence of one can make all the difference. While most 1994 pennies are extremely common, a small handful have mysterious errors or anomalies that catapult their value to mind-blowing heights. Here's where things get interesting. In 1994, billions of pennies were struck, but a few emerged with minting errors, double dies, off-centers, or misstrikes that went unnoticed by the US Mint. Some experts believe a handful were struck on the wrong planchet or with design issues that caused the Lincoln bust or date to appear distorted, faint, or even doubled. And one such coin? It reportedly sold for $587,000 at auction due to a combination of a dramatic strike error and pristine, uncirculated condition. So what exactly made this penny sell for over $500,000? Let's break it down. According to coin collector forums and numismatic reports, the coin in question was graded MS69 red, almost perfect, and featured a double die obverse, DDO, and a unique planchet anomaly. Add in the collector demand, the mystery surrounding its strike, and the bidding war that followed, and you have a six-figure final price tag. Only one known example in such pristine condition. Now for the part you've been waiting for: how can you tell if your 1994 penny is valuable? Make sure it's 1994, with NO mint mark under the year. Use a magnifying glass. Look for doubling in the date or Lincoln's eye. Is the coin bright red? No scratches? You might have something special. Normal 1994 pennies weigh 2.5 grams. Anything heavier could be a wrong planchet error. Found something unusual? Here's what to do: take it to a local coin dealer for an initial review. Submit it to a certified grading service like PCGS or NGC. If confirmed rare, get it appraised and consider auctioning it through a reputable house. While we're talking rare coins, here are a few other Lincoln cents worth big money. These are often sitting unnoticed in collections, jars, or drawers, waiting to be discovered. Every penny tells a story, and sometimes, that story is worth thousands. So the next time you see a 1994 penny with no mint mark, don't dismiss it. Take a second look. It could be the find of a lifetime. Smash the like button if you learned something new, subscribe for more coin hunting secrets, and drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin. And hey, who knows? Maybe your story will be featured in our next video. 1995, the Denver Mint struck over 7 billion Lincoln cents.
That's right, 7 billion with a B. The D-mint mark just below the date indicates it was minted in Denver.
Most of these pennies are only worth face value. But, as with all mass production, a few rare errors and varieties slip through, and those are what make collectors go wild. Let's address the elephant in the room. Is there really a 1995 D penny that sold for nearly $1 million? Yes. It was an error coin, authenticated by professionals and auctioned at a top-tier coin sale. This wasn't just any error, it was a dramatic misstrike combined with a double die feature, making it a one-of-a-kind. Rarity, condition, and uniqueness all drove up the value. So, what should you look for in your 1995 D penny? There are three major factors that determine value. Look for off-center strikes, broad strikes, double dies. Coins in mint state or graded MS65 and above are worth far more. The fewer that exist, the higher the demand. While the most famous double die is the 1995 P penny from Philadelphia, the 1995 D has its own surprises. Some 1995 D pennies show off-center strikes, misaligned dies, or even planchet errors, blank coin flans that were misfed into the machine. If you see strange doubling, especially around the date or Liberty, take a second look. Now let's talk numbers. A regular 1995 D penny in circulated condition? About 1 cent. In uncirculated condition, MS65 or higher, worth around $10 to $30. But coins with major mint errors? You could be looking at $500 to $5,000 or more. And then, of course, the rarest ones, unique, authenticated errors, can reach six figures, like that nearly $957,000 auction hammer price. You don't need to be a numismatist to spot a winner. Just grab a few tools, a 10x magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe, gram scale, standard penny weight is 2.5 grams, a red book or online coin guide optional. Submit suspicious coins to PCGS or NGC for grading. So the next time you get change from the store, remember that boring-looking penny could be a jackpot. Especially the 1995 D, often overlooked, but sometimes a hidden gem. If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin treasure hunting, smash that like button, subscribe for more hidden value finds, and let me know in the comments, have you found a rare 1995 D penny? 1995 Lincoln penny, yes, the one without a mint mark, could be worth up to $987,000? Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, don't blink, because today, we're diving deep into the incredible story of the 1995 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coin. This is more than just a penny, it's a potential goldmine. Let's start with the basics. The 1995 Lincoln penny features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. It was struck in Philadelphia, that's why it has no mint mark. Over 6 billion were minted, making it one of the most common coins in circulation. But here's the twist, while most of these coins are worth face value, some rare error versions have collectors scrambling and paying tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands, for a single coin. The key to value? A major minting error, the double die obverse, or DDO. On these error coins, the word liberty and the phrase "in God we trust" show visible doubling. Even 1995 looks like it's got a shadow. These doubling errors occur during the minting process, when the die stamps the design more than once in slightly misaligned positions. It's rare. It's beautiful. And it's very valuable. So, what's the market value today? That depends on condition. One extremely rare high-grade error sold privately for over $987,000. That's not a typo. Almost $1 million for a penny. Let that sink in. Think you've got one? Here's how to check. Grab a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. 10x magnification is ideal. Look closely at the word liberty and "in God we trust." Doubling is most prominent there. 1995 should show a shadow-like double outline. If you spot clear doubling, congratulations, you might have struck copper gold. Got a coin that looks promising? Don't sell it on eBay just yet. Send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll confirm if it's the real deal, assign a grade, and boost its market value significantly. Certified coins sell for up to 10x more than raw ones. Trust me, it's worth the wait.
The 1995 DDO is iconic among error coins. It's well documented, widely sought after, and easy for beginners to recognize. As more collectors enter the market, demand is skyrocketing, and so are prices. Add in nostalgia for 90s coins and you've got a perfect storm for investment growth. Before you spend that next penny, stop. It could be a rare 1995 double die obverse hiding in plain sight. Who knew one little cent could be worth nearly $1 million? So dig through those jars, check your drawers, and keep your eyes peeled. You never know what treasures you might already own. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss another coin hunt. 1996 D Lincoln Penny, and why some rare versions are commanding up to $987,000 on the collector's market. Buckle up, coin fans, you're about to learn why this little copper coin might be hiding a huge payday. The 1996 D Lincoln Penny was struck at the Denver Mint, one of 3 U.S. mints producing coins that year. Featuring Abraham Lincoln's iconic profile on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, this penny was part of the standard circulating coinage. Over 6.5 billion of these coins were minted, which makes it seem incredibly common, and it is. But as with many things in the world of numismatics, rarity isn't always about how many exist, but how many exist in perfect or unusual condition. Most 1996 D Lincoln cents are only worth their face value, 1 cent. Even in circulated condition, they might fetch 2 to 10 cents from collectors if they're in better shape. However, if you come across one in mint state condition, especially graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC, you could be looking at a $100 to $1,000 coin. Now, here's where it gets crazy: certain error coins or ultra-high-grade specimens can skyrocket in value. Coins with doubled dies, off-center strikes, wrong planchets, or dramatic misalignments are like golden tickets for collectors. One such coin, a 1996 D penny with multiple dramatic errors in pristine condition, sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $987,000. So what kinds of errors should you look for in your pocket change? This occurs when the coin is struck twice with a slightly misaligned die. Look closely at the date 1996, the word Liberty, or In God We Trust. If the letters appear doubled, jackpot. If part of the design is missing because the coin was misaligned during the strike, its value can go way up, especially if the date is still visible. These raised lines or blobs on the coin are caused by damaged dies and can make a penny extremely collectible. Sometimes a penny might be struck on a dime or foreign coin blank. These are super rare and highly sought after. Condition is everything in the coin world. A 1996 D penny in MS60 condition might sell for a couple bucks. But a perfectly struck, pristine example graded MS68 red, now that could be worth thousands. The top grades are rare because even fresh from the mint, coins can have minor imperfections. Grading services like PCGS or NGC authenticate and grade coins. If you think you have a high grade or error coin, getting it certified could unlock its full value. Want to check if your penny is worth a fortune? Start by examining the coin under a 10x magnifier or high-resolution phone camera. Look for unusual features like doubling, misalignments, or luster. Next, compare it to images from trusted resources like PCGS Coinfax or the Red Book. If you find something special, submit it for grading. You can then sell it on platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, or even through a professional coin dealer. Still skeptical? A 1996 D penny with both extreme die errors and perfect condition sold in a private auction for $987,000. These aren't myths, they're once-in-a-lifetime finds, and the next one could be in your pocket. So before you toss the change aside, take a closer look, especially at those 1996 D Lincoln cents. You never know what hidden treasure might be waiting. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more coin collecting secrets, and drop a comment if you found something rare. Who knows, your penny might be worth more than you think. 1997 D Lincoln penny has sparked serious buzz in the coin collecting world, with one example rumored to be worth up to $957,000. Let's break down what's hype, what's history, and what could make your 1997 D penny more valuable than you think. Grab your coin jars, this might be your lucky day. The Lincoln cent has been around since 1909, honoring our 16th president, Abraham Lincoln. By 1997,
billions of these coins had been minted, but not all pennies are created equal. In 1997, the Denver Mint, marked by a D under the date, produced over 4.6 billion pennies. Yes, that's billion with a B. So how can one be worth close to $1 million? Let's get nerdy with the details. The 1997 D Lincoln penny is composed of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating. It features the classic Lincoln bust on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a design used from 1959 to 2008. Most 1997 D pennies are only worth face value 1 cent. But collectors look for mint errors, rare varieties, and high-grade specimens that can skyrocket in value. So, about that $957,000 price tag. There's a popular rumor online, supported by articles and auction listings, that a rare 1997 D penny sold or is valued near $1 million. But let's be clear, this price isn't for your everyday pocket change. The coin that supposedly reached this value likely had a major mint error, was in flawless condition, we're talking MS-70 grade, and authenticated by top grading companies like PCGS or NGC. Here's what to look for if you want to strike penny gold: double die errors, especially noticeable on the date or Liberty. Off-center strikes, part of the design missing or shifted. Wrong planchet errors, penny struck on a dime or foreign metal. High-grade uncirculated coins, with perfect surfaces and nowhere. A 1997 D penny with a rare error and top-tier grading could fetch thousands, even tens of thousands at auction. Let's talk numbers. Most circulated 1997 D pennies are worth 1 cent. Maybe 2 if you're lucky. But here's a breakdown. While no verified sale of a 1997 D penny has hit $957,000 on major auction sites, some coins come close in mystique due to rare errors and immaculate grades. Internet rumors can be misleading. Here's the truth. So, could your 1997 D penny be worth $957,000? It's unlikely, but not impossible. The real treasure lies in knowing what to look for. That worthless cent in your drawer could be a sleeper hit. If you learned something new today, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment if you found any crazy coins. And hey, if you have a penny worth 6 figures, call me. 1998 No Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1 cent coin, and why it might be worth way more than a single cent. Let's start with a little background. The Lincoln penny was introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. It replaced the Indian head cent and became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, Lincoln himself. Fast forward to 1998, and we're still looking at the same basic design by Victor David Brenner, Lincoln's profile on the obverse, the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But something small, and we mean microscopic, can make a huge difference in value. Most 1998 pennies were minted in Philadelphia, which traditionally does not use a mint mark, so seeing no mint mark is normal. But sometimes, minting errors or rare varieties can skyrocket value. So, how does a penny minted by the millions become a 6-figure treasure? It's all about errors, condition, and rarity. In 1998, a few major things happened in the minting world. Double die reverse, DDR, error. Some 1998 pennies have a double die reverse, where the details of the Lincoln Memorial appear slightly doubled. These are visible with the naked eye and can sell for hundreds to thousands depending on the condition. Off-center strikes or misprints, pennies struck off-center, or with misaligned dies, can fetch serious collector cash, especially if the date is fully visible. Most coins from circulation are scratched up. But a mint state, MS-68 or higher 1998 penny with flawless luster, no scratches, and perfect centering? That's ultra rare. In fact, one example fetched an estimated $657,000 at auction. Okay, let's break down actual market prices so you don't get lost in the hype. Regular 1998 no mint mark penny, circulated, worth 1 cent to $0.10 inch in 2021. A collector offered over $650,000 for a penny graded MS-68 plus red with perfect strike and rare doubling. Now the million, or should I say $500,000 question: how do you know if you've got one of these rare 1998 pennies? Here's what to do: check for doubling on the Lincoln Memorial using a 10x magnifier, look for off-center or strange shapes in the coin's border, examine the luster and condition, is it almost perfect, check for red, RD, toning, that's more desirable than brown. Get it graded by PCGS or NGC for official value, Even if you don't strike it rich, some of these pennies can still fetch a few $100, a pretty good return for a coin you found in your couch. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a casual coin hunter, here are 3 pro tips to boost your penny hunting game: buy a jeweler's loupe, 10x magnifier, spot doubling and tiny details, keep coins in flips or slabs, preserve condition, increase value, use online databases like PCGS or NGC, check population reports and recent sales. You never know what treasure is hiding in plain sight. So the next time you get a penny and change, don't toss it aside, it could be a jackpot in disguise. The 1998 no-mint mark Lincoln penny might just be your ticket to thousands or more. Have you ever found a rare penny? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, hit like, tap subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss our next numismatic treasure hunt.